Hey guys, so today I wanted to show you how to make a future garage. So this track is a track from my new EP. I don't think it's that bad, so I thought I might as well do a tutorial on it, since many people are wondering how to make future garage. And since like this the only type of future garage that I listen to, it's the kind of future garage that I make too. So I'm just gonna walk you guys through some of the main things that a future garage track like this needs. So I'm gonna start off with drums, which is the part where everyone asks me questions. For this track, this is how the drums sound. So as you can hear, there's just a lot of hi-hats in the background and there's just the main drums. So for the kick and the snare, I'm just using a kick, which is from, I don't know where this kick is from, but you could use some kicks from the XX Temptation pack. There's a lot of good kicks in here. Like just smooth kicks. So that's what you want to use for future garage, I think. And for the snare, this is just like a plastic shovel that I hit against a table and recorded it myself. And then I layered it with just a rim shot. So yeah, that's pretty much the drums. These are the hi-hats. So as you can hear, they're not like your usual hi-hats, they're very metallic. So for these, I actually went down to my kitchen and I pulled out some potato peelers and then I just started sampling random sounds, and as a result I got a ton of random Foley, and then I chopped them up into the different transients and all that stuff, and then I did some individual panning on all the samples by going into controls and using the pan thing here. And there's a bunch of extra stuff which is just additional Foley. And then in the second part, I did a different pattern with the drums. So as you can hear, there's like a little hit before the snare, which is just the same like plastic shovel things that I recorded, but just pitched a tiny bit up, and then I just made it very short. It's just really short, and then if you put something like this before like a note, it doesn't really sound like it has much swing to it, but if you just remove one of these like things, I don't know what you call them, it sounds like you're adding swing to it. And yeah, I know you can just add like a groove thing, but I think this is just a cool thing to know. The main stuff that I think Future Garage is about is just the pads and all the ambient stuff. This is like a recording that I did. And then I used the pads, which is from Virtual Riot Atmospheres pack and some Tokyo soundscapes. I just added an LFO tool, which goes like this, which is just like a sidechain thing at 1/4 of a bar. So the intro is like very dreamy and all that stuff, and when you go to the drop, there's like more of a rhythm to it, you know. So the next main thing is the sub, which is like the most important thing. So like if you play through the whole track, it just sounds dead without the bass. So how I made this sub is that I just use a sine wave, just a normal sub with -5 semitones apparently. Probably because I tried to do some 7th stuff or something. And yeah, there's a saturator to get some of those overtones, and then I just EQ'd the sub. Then on top of that, I layered this thing. it's a pad from the VR pack, which is basically just a low pass super saw. So I can show you guys how to make something like this right now. So if I just replace this with serum, it's gonna be another note, but yeah. That's why the other one was 5 down. So you just want to do like a low note like that, and then make just a super saw like that, and then just low pass it. Maybe tighten it a bit. And then just layer that on top of your sub. And there you go. And for synths, this is just like a little massive sine wave pluck thing, which is barely audible. So as you probably noticed, there's a bunch of vocal chops and all that stuff in here. And if you're wondering where I got those, you just get the 0G Vocal Foundry or Vocal Forge. Both of them are great. Find one of these acapellas and then you just chop them up and pitch them around, and you get some nice vocal chops. And yeah, there's just like a main verse right here, which is also from one of these packs, I don't remember. For the second part, where I just repeated the whole thing, I just added like a 7th on top. Since you don't have that many elements that you would in a normal track, I just made up one of these basses. So this is just like a low pass thing, FM from B, and a lot of effects, and then the low pass is like the most important thing. And then I just added some OTT to bring back the high end, and then I added this rack, which it sounds pretty boring without, or I mean it sounds pretty like smooth, but then I just thought it sounded more interesting adding this rack, which I've talked about before. And then you got some more OTT, some EQing, and then another rack. And the delay thing, I just used the delay thing to just to fade the feedback into the bass. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I got for you guys, showing you how Future Garage is made. So this was my best attempt at making Future Garage, so yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this. I don't really know about any packs that you can download to use for like Future Garage stuff, so that's why I just kind of made my own, because I couldn't find any. So if you got a phone, just a regular iPhone, that's fine, or whatever you got, just as long as the mic is good, or if you got a recorder or whatever, just go to your kitchen and sample a bunch of stuff. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and see you guys in my next video.
Bro,